Well, we are about 60 seconds or so away from rolling cars here at the Dominion Raceway. So cars are rolling into position. In fact, most of them are in position for this two-lap attempt to be the fastest man in town for the Virginia is for Lovers 125. Fantastically sunny day. I don't think there's a single cloud in the sky. The sun high overhead. What looks like should be a 95-degree day here in central Virginia. Well, it's not. It's about mid-70s, light breeze. We love it. Y'all love it. This is a fantastically perfect day for racing. Even the Corvette clubs around the road course, out around the facility. I mean, you could not ask for anything any better as we get set to roll cars here at the Dominion Raceway. Those of you watching online see a great view of full infield here at Dominion as the crowd begins to file in at one of the newest racetracks anywhere in the country. Opened in 2016. Did this 4/10 of a mile layout, and in the background you will hear the car of Chase Burrow firing up and making his way down the back straightaway into turn 3 and over to the flag stand here on the front stretch to begin his warm-up lap. Chase Burrow out of King William, Virginia, had this race circled on the calendar for 2022. Did not originally plan to be running this entire schedule, but guess what? Had a great performance at the Caraway Speedway earlier this year. Had a fantastic performance after that at Hickory, and finally Rusty Skews said, you know what? This kid's pretty doggone good. I think we're going to give him a shot for the entire Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour season. Lap number 1 in the books for Chase Burrow. That will put him on the provisional pole. So his first lap will be the lap that everybody is shooting for. And we'll get that information for you here in just a moment. And while we wait on that, and it sounds like the second car are going to take a moment to fire up for whatever reason, we'll head down trackside to another member of our team here this evening, Blake McCandless, manning pit road. Blake, what you got, my friend?
Well, Tony, first off, I can confirm what you were saying earlier. There is not a cloud in the sky, a little bit of a breeze going. It is absolutely beautiful here at Dominion Raceway. But the one thing that I wanted to keep of note, talking to a lot of these drivers before they get rolling on the pit road, and that is how much track position is going to matter here today. A number of these drivers remembering last year coming here with the Solid Rock Carrier Cars Tour and just how difficult it would be to try to maneuver around and pass it so fast here at this racetrack. So perhaps you always want to qualify well, Tony. I don't think anybody doesn't, but perhaps a little more focus in particular on these drivers because that track position going to be awfully key tonight.
Certainly is going to be very, very key, Blake. There is no doubt about that. And, yeah, this place being as fast as it is, as difficult as it is to pass, it's a rather interesting facility when it comes to being behind the wheel. Jonathan Schaefer, the next car set to go, and looks like whatever the ailment is that's causing him to take a moment, it's going to be rectified momentarily, it sounds like, as you see the cars down the pit lane. Good to have Jared FRYAR back with us in that black 14 car. Good to have him and his family along with us. First race since Greenville of April, so it's been over 2 months since Jared FRYAR's been in a race car. Took a long delayed honeymoon to Ireland. His wife graduated med school, so he now is married to a medical doctor. So congratulations to her and to him, for that matter. See Andrew Grady out here, Chad McCumbee strapped in and ready to go in the Aaron's Dream Machine. Certainly had a shot to win at Langley, did Chad McCumbee. And Jansen Marchbanks, a little bit different look on his Dortec number 10 from the Hedgecock Racing Stables. Cool to see that car out here as well. I'm sure Boo Carlisle will be here. Mr. Kickin' Asphalt Vlog himself. Yeah, in fact, there he was on the far side of the car. That's exactly where he was. So Mason Diaz also getting ready to strap in. See Daniel Thomas. And I think Blake McCandless. Blake, there's a lot of stuff happening down trackside. And I think we might have, I'm not sure if it's an issue with the SHAFER car or something else that's halting this session. But nonetheless, I mean, you've talked to a lot of guys. What in the world's happening? Give us some other scoops here, my friend.
Well, at least from what I was hearing a little bit earlier, I know Jonathan SHAFER, I talked to him just before he got in his car. He said he felt very solid about his prospects, but I do believe, at least the word here down pit road, perhaps a little bit something to miss on that 91 machine. You see a number of drivers who were talking about it and showing it on our camera a little bit earlier about these first 8 or 9, 10 cars. Drivers already strapped into their race cars, even back here about halfway along the grid. Everybody's starting to get rolling and get going, or at least strapping in and getting ready to do it. But at least that is what I'm hearing so far, Tony, is that Jonathan SHAFER, that 91 car, something a little bit amiss on that machine on trying to get everything rolling. And hopefully that issue will be rectified here momentarily.
Yeah, thank you, Blake. And, yeah, I'm not sure if it was exactly with the SHAFER machine or not. I saw Marcus Richmond down there. He was not very thrashing. So tells me maybe something else around somewhere that could have been the issue. But nonetheless, Chase Burrow's lap is in, and he will sit on the provisional pole for the time being here in this one. Next up, Jonathan SHAFER on track. And Jonathan SHAFER puts it on the provisional pole. Waiting on the exact lap. Looks like a 15.267. 15.267 for Jonathan SHAFER on lap number 1. He's put on the pole here before, and lap number 2 for Jonathan SHAFER. 15.150. 15.150 for Jonathan SHAFER. So he is, in fact, on the provisional Hedgecock pole. Next up, one of the hometown heroes here at the Dominion Raceway from Rixieville, Virginia, in the brightly colored number 41 car. Sponsored by Paul Henry Windows Installation. This Chevrolet is Davey CALLIHAN. CALLIHAN across the board, across the stripe. Lap number 1, 15.340. 15.340 for Davey CALLIHAN. And let's see what he can do here on lap number 2. First lap, good enough for third fastest overall. And lap 2 bumps him up to P2 at a 15.219. 15.219 for Davey CALLIHAN. Next car on track, also very familiar with the confines of Dominion Raceway. Former regular on the tour, now making his home in Mooresville, North Carolina, the CULLATHER Group, American Financial Network Chevrolet. This is Grayson CULLATHER. And CULLATHER across the stripe, lap number 1 for Grayson CULLATHER. Good enough for third fastest overall to 15.284. 15.284 for Grayson CULLATHER. He needs about another 10th and change to put it on the provisional Hedgecock pole. Lap number 2 for CULLATHER, slower at a 15.386. 15.386. Good enough still for third fastest for Grayson CULLATHER as we head down once again to Blake McCandless.
All right, Tony, I've caught up here with Landon Pembelton. And Landon, I know I was talking with you a little bit earlier. You seem quite confident in your car. Does that hold after practice? And what do you think you have here for qualifying?
I think we're going to have a good piece. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be tough here. Everyone's going to be close, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
All right, Landon Pembelton going to have some fun and looking to get a solid lap here in qualifying, Tony.
Thank you very much, Blake. And yeah, a lot of folks looking for just that. A solid lap is on track now. A local right here out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. This is the 44 of Connor Jones. Jones, first lap, 15.266 in the Jones Utilities ride. 15.266. Second lap, slower at a 15.345. So Connor Jones, first lap, also will be the lap of record at a 15.266. Again, good enough for mid-pack right now. Third fastest out of the 5 that have taken time thus far. Next up, driver out of Trinity, North Carolina. Former series champion just a couple of years ago in the Sterling Building Group. Number 14, this is Jared FRYAR. FRYAR, 2 career wins on tour, one at Franklin County, Virginia. The first one came right here in our inaugural visit to Dominion Raceway, part of that dual format we had back in about 2017 or so. And lap number 1 for Jared FRYAR, and lap number 2, both not what he was looking for. 15.334, 15.334, sixth fastest of 6 cars for Jared FRYAR. Looking at the practice speeds from earlier today, he's going to be pretty disappointed with that one. FRYAR was 6th fastest overall in practice this afternoon, so yikes. Not what Jared FRYAR was looking for by any means. Next up, contender for the Bill Stein Rookie of the Year out of Youngsville, North Carolina. In the number 1, ABC Hosiery and Apparel, Gildan Chevrolet. This is Andrew Grady. Lap number 1 for Andrew Grady, stout 15.200. That is good enough for second spot. Lap number 2, he picks it up, but not enough. 15.180, 15.180. Andrew Grady puts the 1 car on the outside of the front row as we head down yet again to Blake McCandless.
Well, Tony, this time I caught up with Bobby McCarty, and I'll kind of ask you the same. You think your car's set up here to give you a solid lap here in qualifying?
We're kind of banking on it tighten up tonight, so we've been pushing more towards the free side all day. So I don't know what it'll do in qualifying, but hopefully the track will gain some grip and it'll come to us in the race. But got to thank all these guys, Solid Right Carriers, Autos by Nelson, Nelson Motorsports, Chevrolet, BRCC, just Joe Powell, Auction Company, everybody that's on this car. And I've worked the dog crap out of my team this weekend, so hopefully I can get the job done. We can lay down a good lap and go have a good race.
All right, Bobby McCarty looking to have a solid race and echoing what a lot of these drivers are struggling with the last couple days, weather change being really big here.
So Chad McCumbee finishes his lap, and it too good enough now for second fastest overall at a 15.177, 15.177 for Chad McCumbee. Puts him now provisionally outside of the front row. Up next, driver out of Anderson, South Carolina, the door tech number 10, JANSON Marchbanks completes his lap. And we'll wait for an official time on that one. JANSON Marchbanks, again, waiting on an official time for JANSON Marchbanks on that one. Getting some things sorted out as far as timing and scoring are concerned. Next driver on track, making a pass, out of Manassas, Virginia. This is the Solid Rock Carriers number 24, Mason Diaz, and Diaz puts it on the point. 15.012, 15.012. provisional Hedgecock pole, lap 2, slightly slower. But Mason Diaz, fastest earlier today in combined practice speeds, currently on the provisional Hedgecock pole. Oh boy. What a night it would be for Mason if he could put that thing on the point and stay there here at Dominion. Next driver up, making his Cars Tour debut out of Chesterfield, Virginia, in the Edwards Racing Enterprises in Jersey Mike Chevrolet. This is Daniel Thomas. Thomas off of turn number 4 to the white flag. First lap for Daniel Thomas. 15.840. 15.840 for Daniel Thomas. See what he can do here on the second trip around. And Thomas picks it up, but still good enough for 11th fastest overall. 15.765. 15.765. Good enough for 11th fastest overall for Daniel Thomas. Next up, out of Oak Ridge, North Carolina, and the Lee Pulliam Performance, number 2, the Thunder Road Harley-Davidson Fremont Properties machine. This is Brandon Pierce. Pierce, one career Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour win. That came at Southern National Motorsports Park a handful of years ago. His first outing with Lee Pulliam Performance. And lap number 1 for Brandon Pierce. Way on the time for that one as Pierce crosses the stripe. And we'll get a rundown on Brandon Pierce momentarily. Meanwhile, let's head down to Blake McCandless.
All right, Tony, I've caught up here with Mason Diaz, who at least right now would be on provisional pole. Mason, do you feel like you could get everything out of that lap?
Yeah, touch free there off turn 4 for the money lap, but so far so good, but we're not even close to halfway through the cars yet. So hopefully she can hold on top of there. It's the fastest lap this weekend so far, so hopefully we'll be up front at least.
All right, Mason Diaz at least looking to stay up front as we continue with qualifying here at Dominion Raceway.
Thank you very much, Blake. Is on track now. Driver out of Bakersfield, California. In the number 2 Leaf Hawk Racing and Development ride, this is Braden Rogers. By the way, for Brandon Pierce, if you're a Brandon Pierce fan, his lap of record good enough for 10th quickest right now at a 15.344. Rogers, 15.374. Looks like will be his better of the 2 laps at a 15.374. So that'll provisionally put him 12th fastest overall. As on track now, driver over to Hampton, Virginia. A winner earlier this year, the Goodyear All-American Speedway, in the Town Bank Team Automotive Chevrolet. This is Connor Hall. Man, Hall really slings that car into turn number 3, kicks out sideways. Lap number 1 for Connor Hall. Good enough for second fastest, 15.123. 15.123. He needs a 10th, however, to knock Mason Diaz off the provisional Hedgecock pole. Lap number 2, slower for Connor Hall. 15.182. 15.182. Slower for Connor Hall, still second fastest overall. Not a bad lap for the driver out of Hampton, Virginia. Currently in the top 5 in the season standings. Next up, making a delayed debut in the Solid Rock Carriers Cars Tour after the race at Ace was rained out earlier this season. This is the number 4 of Parker Eatman. Eatman will come around, complete lap number 1. Lap 1 for Eatman, good enough for 6th fastest, 15.199. 15.199 for Parker Eatman. Not a bad first lap, but he needs 2/10 to knock Mason Diaz off the provisional pole. Can he do it? He cannot. He picks up slightly, does Eatman, to a 15.198. So picks up 1,000th, but still good enough for 6th fastest overall. Another car out of the Mike Darn Racing stables between him, Andrew Grady, and Mason Diaz. And they might have some pretty stout horses here this afternoon. Next up, another one of the contenders for the Bilstein Rookie of the Year Award. Out of Indian Trail, North Carolina, the Miracle Dental Center Chevrolet. This is Zach Miracle. Miracle lap number 1. Crosses the stripe, good enough for 9th fastest overall, 15.283. 15.283 for Zach Miracle. And second trip around the Dominion Raceway for Miracle on the clock. Faster still, 8th fastest overall to 15.258. 15.258, good enough for, again, 8th fastest provisionally here in this Hedgecock pole qualifying session. Everybody's eyes are on Amelia, Virginia's Landon Pembelton. Plenty of success here at the Dominion Raceway in the NASCAR Weekly Series, but here on the Tour, well, that's a little bit of a different story. You can take that GXS Wraps Toyota, sling it into turn number 3, come around to complete lap number 1 of his qualifying attempt. And lap 1 for Landon Pembelton, 15.052. Good enough for 2nd fastest overall. Pembelton trying to knock Mason Diaz off the provisional pole. Survey says he cannot. Slower, lap number 2, but Pembelton provisionally on the outside of the front row. Well, qualifying continues with Carson Kvapil on track. Let's head down once again to Blake McCandless.
Well, Tony, we caught up here with Connor Hall doing a little bit of pushing his car further up the grid here. Connor, we can catch up with you for a second. A lap there right now is 3rd best. Do you think this sets you up well for a good run, perhaps even a win tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can win every week, honestly. You know, we've just been making mistakes, and it's a little too loose. I think once the track cools off tonight and rubbers up a little bit, I think we'll be in good shape. Just kind of learned our lesson. You know, we made the car really good in the daytime at Langley and kind of got bit in the race, getting way too tight, so we're not going to make the mistake again, and hopefully we can win tonight.
All right, so Connor Hall tonight trying to make sure that car handles well once the sun goes down.
Thank you very much, Blake. And Carson Kvapil, 2-time winner this year and series point leader, 3rd fastest on his attempt, 15.089. 15.089 for Carson Kvapil. Just a handful of drivers left to take a stab at the Solid Rock Carrier Chevrolet of Mason Diaz. Could this one be the guy that knocks him off the provisional pole out of Kernersville, North Carolina? 3-time and defending series champion in the Autos by Nelson Solid Rock Carrier Chevrolet. This is Bobby McCarty. Lap 1, Bobby McCarty, 15.180. That is good enough for 8th fastest overall at a 15.180. McCarty wasn't completely happy with his car yesterday. They worked to make some improvements this afternoon. And lap number 2 is slower for McCarty at a 15.206. So lap 1 will be the lap of record for Bobby McCarty at a 15.180. Good enough for 8th fastest overall. Conveniently enough, in the qualifying draw, it's a completely random draw. He and his teammate, KADEN Honeycutt, out of Aledo, Texas, another one of the Solid Rock Carriers, Autos by Nelson Chevrolets. Well, he now is on track for his qualification effort. Honeycutt, a multi-time winner last season, still has yet to visit Edelbrock Victory Lane this year. Comes off turn number 4, lap number 1 for KADEN Honeycutt. Puts him just outside the top 10. 15.253, 15.253. Second trip around for KADEN Honeycutt. Can he improve? Survey says he does not. Second lap, slightly slower to 15.266. So lap 1, again, the lap of record, this time for KADEN Honeycutt, currently 11th fastest overall, with, again, just a handful of drivers left to make a qualifying attempt. Next up, out of Woodstock, Georgia, in the number 4 overtime Chevrolet, this is Hayden Swank. Last week at Langley, Hayden will tell you that was either a confidence builder or a confidence degrading weekend, one of the two. 5 spins between practice and the race. He said, saw him in the sign-in line earlier this week. He said, we figured out what the problem was. The thing was towed out so crazy, I turned the wheel. The wheels went opposite directions almost. I said, that'll spin you out. He said, yeah. We learned from that, and now they come to the fastest track on the circuit, and lap number 2 for Hayden Swank will be slower than the first one. His first lap of 15:5:89 will be the lap of records. That puts him 20th of 21 cars that have made an attempt thus far. So Swank, P20 out of 21 who have made an attempt. Two cars remain in addition to the one on track to try to unseat Mason Diaz off the provisional pole. One of them, a former winner here at Dominion just a couple of years ago. Bristow, Virginia's Jonathan Findley got the job done. And on lap number 1 of qualifying, he is 16th fastest, 15:3:19. 15:3:19 for Jonathan Findley. See if he can pick it up. He needs 3/10 to knock Mason Diaz off the pole. Can he get it done? He picks up, but not nearly enough. Picks up the 14th fastest overall for Findley. 15:2:73. Again, 15:2:73 for Jonathan Findley and his GXS Wraps Ford Mustang. Next up, out of Dallas, North Carolina, in the number 95, Hefner's Towing and Recovery, JH Graphic Design Chevrolet. This is Jacob Hefner. Hefner all the way to the outside wall of the back straightaway, using every available inch of racetrack as he completes lap number 1. And the first lap, not going to be happy with that one. 17th fastest overall. 15:3:03. 15:3:03 for Jacob Hefner. Lap number 2 as he emerges off the 4th and final turn. Hefner slows down slightly to 15:3:70. So lap 1, the lap of record for Jacob Hefner. 17th fastest overall. One final car set to go. And apparently T-Rex or something has gotten a hold of that machine. I don't know if that's what it's going to take for this driver to go faster, but we will certainly find out. In the RPM Group 4 with GXS Wraps on the side, this is Carter Langley. Lap number 1 going to complete this time for Carter Langley. Warm-up lap was good. First time lap, even better. 6th fastest overall. 15:1:57. 15:1:57 for Carter Langley in his number 5. What can he do on lap number 2? He slows down by 31 thousandths. Carter Langley, 6th fastest overall at a 15:1:57. And that means Mason Diaz in the Solid Rock Carriers number 24 Chevrolet has claimed the Hedgecock Racing pole position for this afternoon's Virginia is for Lovers 125. And I'm sure the Mason Diaz fans from around this region, of course, he makes home up in Manassas, Virginia, certainly going to be proud of this effort. They're going to be coming in droves tonight, I'm sure, to see him and see what he can do with the best track position anywhere on the facility. So certainly Mason Diaz going to be looking pretty stout when we drop the green flag. First time in a while he's starting the front row, and he's had speed. Question is, can he get the job done here tonight? Let's head down to Blake McCandless with our pole sitter, Mason Diaz.
Well, Mason Diaz, your pole winner tonight. I know I asked you earlier if you felt like you got everything out of it. It seems like you certainly did on that lap.
Well, I definitely think we left some on the table, but it was enough to hold everyone off. So can't thank everyone here at Mike Darn Racing. They made the Solid Rock Carriers number 24 machine really fast this weekend. So starting up in the front row, some clean air, hopefully keep our nose clean, and be there at the end.
I was about to say, here at Dominion, that track position means everything. How much does it mean to this team to be out front and hopefully set the pace here in this one?
Well, we've been picking up speed here week in and week out. We've been plugging along, chugging along, and we finally been able to show some speed this weekend. We've always had speed in practice, but somehow in qualifying we always miss it. So this weekend I was able to get the job done for him, and hopefully be able to keep this machine up front all night.
Well, that's the plan. Mason Diaz, your pole award winner tonight here at Dominion Raceway.
Thank you very much, Blake. He will get the Hedgecock Racing Pole Award, 250. Yeah, that side, Mason. Yeah, that side. There you go. That's it. He will pose next to the Solid Rock Carrier Chevrolet from Mike Darn Racing, and I think that's a story we'll need to keep an eye on as well. 3 of the top 10 cars out of the Mike Darn Racing stables here at Dominion. Something to hang their hat on, put a feather in their cap here at Dominion Raceway. They will start P1, P8, and P10 here tonight with Diaz, Grady, and Parker Eatman. But, folks, it's not going to be a cakewalk by any means. Diaz is going to lead Landon Pembelton, Carson Kvapil, Connor Hall, Jonathan SHAFER, the top 5 to the line. Then Carter Langley, Chad McCumbee, Andrew Grady, Bobby McCarty, and Parker Eatman, the top 10. Rest of tonight's starting lineup: Davey CALLIHAN, CADEN Honeycutt, ZACK Miracle, Connor Jones, Jonathan Findley in 15th, Grayson CULLATHER 16th, Chase Burrow 17th, Jacob Hefner 18th, Jared FRYAR, and Braden Rogers, with the final 4 starters tonight being Brandon Pierce, Janson Marchbanks, Hayden Swank, and Daniel Thomas. Jeff Oakley came out yesterday, had a mechanical failure in turn 2, smacked the concrete beyond repair. He is unable to make the call tonight. And Alex Malicki also entered but did not show here at Dominion. So a 26-car entry list already down to 24 as we get set to take the green flag. If you're watching on social media, well, that's it for now. That's all for qualifying. Hit the share button. Tag your buddies. Tag your friends. And if you're within the sound of our voice and within driving distance, make your way here to the Dominion Raceway in Spotsylvania, Virginia, as we'll be glad to have you aboard for tonight's Virginia is for Lovers 125. Even the trackside folks are enjoying this as well. Look at that. They got the beverages out. They're having a good time over there outside of turns 3 and 4 or so. So look forward to seeing you joining them. And if you're here at the grandstands, 118 Bar and Grill, also wide open as we get set for pre-race ceremonies and some other things going on, including some qualifying for local divisions momentarily here at the Dominion Raceway.